pouring down when I was drowning. That's when I could finally breathe. And by morning, gone was the
Taylor released 1989, something shifted. Taylor in such an informal setting, so I'm excited to see that. She's one of my favorite artists. I'm excited to see a little bit like more into her life, and just like a more personal documentary type thing. This reminds me of like Life is But a Dream, like the Beyonce one that I really enjoyed. Like, I'm not usually a fan of these, but let's watch.
Overall, the main thing that I always tried to be was, like, just like a good girl.
Deep and telling, and I think that's why the Reputation era must have been so traumatic to go through, and then like the era that, like, the period that came on before. And it makes sense as to why Taylor Swift's like whole persona was very cookie cutter, was very like clean, was very like, I think someone did like a long video talking about like the rebranding, or like the brand that is Taylor Swift, like a nice analysis of it. I haven't seen it, but it's like, it makes sense. Damn. Oh, getting chills, my girl. You're giving me chills.
I was so fulfilled by approval that was it.
And it's interesting that this is the way that Taylor wants the documentary to start off, like getting to see what she thought was the pinnacle, was the approval, was the tap on the shoulder, was the you did a good job. Like, that's an interesting way to show us the start of the docu. Like, are you ready for it? Reputation stayed until 2018, and obviously we've seen this. We've seen some of this. Such an incredible tour, such an incredible set list, I must say.
Making a better record.
Well, and I'm still waiting for the pop, the pop categories. Those should be hitting any second.
Wow. And now that I think that, like, in my opinion, when I first heard Reputation, I was like, yeah, I know this isn't doing what it should do. But seeing Taylor's devastation about just being nominated, and I think with Taylor it hits more when you think about like all her previous records, Fearless and Red in 1989, they were all nominated. And so for this era to be just clouded by so much, and then for her to think that, and she's in the middle of the tour, so you're so excited about this, but then to not get nominated, it must have been so devastating. You can see the hurt that she feels. Why am I talking like this? You can see the hurt that she feels, right? Yeah. Love her songwriting. Oh, that's her trying to write me. Oh, Taylor and Mama.
There's so much pressure going into putting new music out. If I don't beat everything I've done prior.
It's true, it's those expectations. She's already done so much, that's the thing. Like, yo.
Everybody in music has their own sort of niche specialty thing that they do that, you know, sets them apart
for
from
Taylor's,
everybody else.
It's picking up that pen, babes.
And
storytelling.
My storytelling is what it is for me. I know that without me writing my own songs, I wouldn't.
Taylor Swift.
By this girl named Taylor Swift.
Please.
It's so funny.
Said the way my blue eyes shine.
It's so funny because, like, obviously Taylor Swift starts off super country, but it's like then she transitioned to pop, right? But it's like I've known her the countryside, right? But like this world is so unfamiliar to me, and I'm just like, wow, she really had that twang, you know, the southern girl. She, oh my gosh, crazy. Wow, all these, and it's crazy. I was talking about all these awards, but you can see like when it starts, you like, how is this even happening? You can just see the just the appreciation that she has. That's so crazy to me.
Like a very spectacle type live show. And I remember thinking, this feels like a dream, this feels like a dream, this feels like a dream.
We don't have a song.
Email video goes to
Oh no, this is when Kanye.
Taylor Swift.
Oh no, it's that Kanye thing that happened. No, guys.
Because I had just won the award, and then I was really excited because Kanye West was on the stage, and then I wasn't so excited anymore.
At the time, I didn't know they were booing him doing that. I thought that they were booing me. For someone who's built their whole belief system on getting people to clap for you, the whole crowd booing is a pretty formative experience.
This is the Grammys. Something about it felt like home somehow, and I left my scarf there. It's your sister's. How could you? Because people still thought it was a joke. People would make jokes about it.
Like,
Wow.
I can't change what's gonna happen to me,
That's deep, you know?
but I can control what I write.
Now, wow. I want to say that when Taylor released 1989, something shifted. Like I always say, something shifted. The tectonic plates moved a little, you know. No, but like what Taylor did with 1989, she exceeded so many different people's records. The beat, they're throwing around the Beatles, MJ, like all of these people. She exceeded. She went above and beyond. She said, I'm gonna go pop, and when I go pop, I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna go full pop. 5 number ones. Who does that? Like that whole album was a pop album. It's one of the best pop albums there is. She really made sure, guys. Wow. And then she won album of the year.
I had won
Number
album of the
2.
year at the Grammys for a second time, which I never thought was a possibility. And I remembered thinking afterward, oh my God, that was all you wanted. Oh God, that was all you wanted. That was all you focused on. You get to the mountaintop and you look around and you're like, oh God, what now?
I want to thank the fans for the last 10 years and the Recording Academy.
I didn't have a partner that I climbed it with that I could like high five. I didn't have anyone I could talk to who could relate to what you don't ever say to yourself, like, I've got an eating disorder, but you know you're like making a list of everything you've put in your mouth that day, and you know that's probably not right. But then again, there's so many diet blogs that tell you that's what you should do.
Especially Taylor Swift being in the public eye since she was a freaking teenager, and what that must feel like, and what like there's so many comments, especially like when you're in your young years, about like, and you being in the public eye and things having to do with your weight, and Taylor being the perfectionist that she is, she probably didn't want it to be something that people talk about, like, don't talk about this. So that's really tough that she had gone through like food struggles, but I'm glad that she was open about it and she could share it. Damn.
Guys, like a train.
Can we just get it panned down? I just wanted to show the legs because, as I was telling you ahead of time, you're going to walk home with more than maybe just a trophy tonight. I think lots of men.
I'm not going to walk home with any men tonight.
Wow.
We give you
What
the
a
latest Can't
disrespectful-
Look Away twist in one of America's favorite celebrity feuds.
What a disrespectful thing to say to Taylor in her face. Like, what a disrespectful thing to say to her. And also Taylor has spoken about this publicly, but it's so true that like so many people write from their experiences, hey, but Taylor Swift has just been villainized and for writing from her experience. Obviously, if you're in love and you write love songs, you're gonna write about being in love. Like, people just people were just cruel and evil for no reason whatsoever.
It's a
This
lyric
famous
calling
mess.
Taylor Swift the B word.
I feel like me and Taylor might still have sex.
Yes.
Why? I made that
There
bitch
was a hate train. Literally, there was a hate train on Miss Taylor Swift. There was a hate train, like the downward spiral. That's why Reputation was this huge thing. Is Taylor like reclaiming a narrative that they spun, and one that she never wanted to be a part of. Like her saying with her own words, she never wanted to be a part of this narrative, and everybody started turning on it, just like a Nicki hate train. Nicki hate train was worse, but like it was like a Nicki hate train.
When people decided I was wicked and evil and conniving and not a good person.
Wow.
That was the one that I couldn't really bounce back from, because my whole life was centered
around it. Damn.
My castle crumbled overnight. Brought a knife to a gunfight. They took the crown, but it's alright.
Literally, I love that we're seeing the process of Reputation, because you have to show the highs, then you have to show it crumbling, right? To show how this Reputation came to be, because it came from such pain and such turmoil. Wow.
All the liars are calling me one. Nobody's heard from me for months. Doing better than I ever was.
I had to deconstruct an entire belief system for my own personal
Be
sanity.
okay. It's true.
I also was falling in love with someone who had a really wonderfully normal, balanced, grounded life. And we decided together that we wanted our
I just wanted to be happy. Like, I'm gonna fight people. Wow. It was literally like somebody commented on one of my videos when I was talking about Reputation, and they said like Reputation is actually about finding love in the turmoil and in the sadness, and I was like, yes, completely agree, because some of the most amazing love songs came from the absolute horrific time that was like pre-Reputation era.
happy in the way that I've been trained to be happy.
And I love that Joe was the one recording it.
My reputation's never been worse, so you must like me for me.
I'm gonna go back to doing my job, and I'm gonna make a record I'm proud of.
We can't make any promises now, can we, babe? But you can make me dream.
Everyone loves Jack Antonoff. Taylor just hides Jack Antonoff in like the basement.
Time to do vocals. What are you doing?
I love the making stuff. If you guys listen to the 1989 Deluxe, that's my favorite, because we get to hear the different ways in which Taylor puts the music together, which I love, and I'm grateful that we got to see that. So sometimes she does it through lyrics. She'll hear the lyrics, then she'll put music over it, or sometimes she'll hear a melody, then she'll write over it. But it's so interesting to see the different versions. I know there was one for I Know Places that we got to see. Freaking loved that we got to see that.
Told his boss. They did an investigation. He got fired. Then he sued me for millions of dollars. So I countersued for $1. You walk into a courtroom, and then there's this person sitting in a swivel chair, staring at you like you did something to him. The first thing they say to you in court is, why didn't you scream? Why didn't you react quicker? Why didn't you stand further away from him? Then he has a lawyer get up and just... You don't feel a sense of any victory when you win. Because the process is so dehumanizing.
They strip you of everything and then you won a case. Really?
Then witnesses in a photo. What happens when you get raped and it's your word against his?
No, it's true. It's true.
The jury sided in my favor and said that they believed me. I I guess I just think about all the people that weren't believed and the people who haven't been believed, or the people who are afraid to speak up because they think they won't be believed. And I just wanted to say that I'm sorry to anyone who ever wasn't believed, because I don't know what turn my life would have taken if people didn't believe me when I said that something had happened to me. So
the drought was the very worst. When the flowers that we'd grown together died of thirst. It was months and months of back and forth.
Like the perfect storm, the rain
Came pouring down when I was drowning. That's when I could finally breathe. And by morning, gone was any trace of you. I think I finally clean.
That song has like a whole new meaning. I'm like, yo, gosh. Not mistakes, SWIFT make me cry. And guys, that is the end of the video. Yes, I cried a few times. I was so surprised by how much I knew. I'm so glad that it took that turn like that. There was a lot of things, obviously I'm a Swiftie, so there was a lot of things that I did know, but there were a lot of things that I had also not known and hadn't seen, and hadn't really seen footage like that. So I'm so thankful for this. Again, yes, I did cry like 3 times, but you know what, that's just a part of life right now. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please give it a like, please give it a comment, and please subscribe to my channel. Tell me what your favorite Taylor Swift song is, just for the good vibes, you know. And yeah, I will see you guys next time. I feel like there's something that I wanted to say, but I think I said it all. Bye bye.